News Live at 10.
It is the #1 unspoken rule when you jump in a pool, and that is not to pee in it. But a new study says a lot of you are.
And a lot of the people doing it are adults. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer has the details on the germs that can be lingering from those of you who relieve yourself in pools.
It's a question a lot of you would probably answer no to.
Have you ever peed in a pool before?
No, no way.
I haven't, no.
That is, except for this honest man.
I used to when I was younger, honestly.
And Noah Schoenfeld is not alone. In fact, a new study says about 30 to 40% of adults admit to urinating in the pool.
Does it surprise you that a lot of people pee in pools?
You know, to be honest, no. I mean, I think people can be just gross.
And while that might not surprise you, get this. All that can add up to 3 ounces of urine per person in the pool. But before we scare you from enjoying the pool this summer, some Fargo doctors tell us not to worry too much. They say the chlorine is doing its job and most bacteria from urine is killed within a few seconds.
I had to go. I didn't want to get up and get out.
And that's not going to stop people like Schoenfeld from taking a dip this summer. Stories like this, however, did stop him from peeing in pools.
I saw a movie and it showed like the blue ink around them, so I got all paranoid. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. It just kind of feels weird now and everyone says it's a bad thing, so I just stopped.
And the doctors we talked to also tell us this is just another reason to always shower after hopping out of the pool. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
By the way, the idea of water turning blue if you do urinate in a pool is just a myth. An official with the Fargo Parks District tells us that they use chlorine to kill off any germs and sanitize the pool water. Outdoor pools within the Fargo Park District open June 3rd.
A 25-year-old man is in jail tonight accused of intentionally lighting a fire at a Grand Forks car dealership where he worked, injuring an employee. Job Lunsky was arrested and charged with endangerment by fire. The fire at Lithia Ford this afternoon was out by the time emergency crews arrived. Officers later determined Lunsky had intentionally lit some gas on fire, which had spilled on the floor. There was a significant flash that caused minor injuries to the employee and damaged a customer's vehicle.
A former Moorhead police officer is under investigation in connection with a series of vandalism. KFGO Radio is reporting court documents show the first incident happened in May of last year at the home of his former supervisor. Court records say the damage included a shattered glass door and damaged siding. On May 17th, Moorhead police conducted a search warrant at the home of the former Moorhead detective, Bob Porter. An officer with the Moorhead PD tells us reports have been sent to the Clay County Attorney's Office. Porter has not been charged.
2 people were sent to the hospital following a crash on Highway 10 west of Hawley. It happened this evening near 190th Street. Troopers with the Minnesota State Patrol say a car was heading eastbound on Highway 10 when it swerved across lanes and was hit by a truck. The drivers of both the truck and the car were sent to a Fargo hospital with injuries that are not life-threatening.
Some neighbors in Grand Forks are frustrated and fed up after finding trees, branches, and wood pallets at some of the local yard waste dump sites. The sites are only supposed to be used to get rid of grass clippings and leaves. But one man says he doesn't see the big deal, adding he doesn't see why branches can't be dumped at all the Grand Forks sites, saying he hopes that something the city will change.
At those sites, add bins for trees, add bins for scrap. At least it's an option for anyone at any point in time to dispose of anything.
We're told from Grand Forks officials that they have currently 9 yard waste sites, with 2 of those being specifically for branches and wood.
North Dakota is getting $4 million the next 2 years to keep fighting the opioid crisis. The money will be given to specific communities. Opioid deaths dropped in 2018 after multiple years of increases, and the Department of Human Services wants to continue that progress.
To see the overdose deaths decrease for the first time in several years in 2018, I think is a testament to the efforts that communities have been implementing and really focusing on.
The grant is supposed to be for the next 2 years, but the next federal budget fight in 2020 could affect that.
The Minnesota Department of Health has unveiled a plan to end the HIV epidemic in the state. It's called End HIV-MN, and it was created over several years with input from several groups, including those living with HIV. The plan proposes a range of strategies, including preventing new HIV infections and reducing HIV-related health disparities.
Louisiana lawmakers have passed a strict new abortion ban that would prohibit the procedure after a heartbeat is detected. The Louisiana House voted 79 to 23 in favor of the bill. Democratic Governor John Bel Edwards supports the ban and has said he intends to sign it into law, despite opposition from national party leaders who say such a law is an attack on women. The legislation includes an exception from the abortion ban to prevent the pregnant woman's death or serious injury. It does not include an exception for a pregnancy caused by rape or incest.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders spoke with reporters on the White House driveway today, the first White House official to speak on camera following Robert Mueller's statement. She said Mueller's report indicated there was no collusion, no conspiracy, and the Justice Department confirmed there was no obstruction.
There was no real news in there. He reiterated the points that he'd already made in the report, and we agree with him. There was no collusion, there was no conspiracy, and we consider this case closed. He completed his investigation. Now he's closed his office, and it's time for everybody to move on. He's going back to his private life, and we think everybody else should too.
But Mueller, who announced that he is now leaving the Justice Department, said in his public statement that his team did not make a determination as to whether President Trump committed a crime.
Today marks the 66th anniversary of the first ascent of Mount Everest, and Nepal is commemorating it, even while pressure is building to impose new restrictions on hikers after 11 deaths on the peak. The government is considering imposing new regulations, health checks, and qualification standards for climbers. Mountaineers blame overcrowding, inexperience, and greed. Experts say climbers have lost respect for the mountain. Most of the fatalities this year came on the way down, climbers dying from exhaustion, dehydration, heart attacks, strokes, or just running out of oxygen.
A large and extremely dangerous tornado was confirmed on the ground in North Texas tonight. The large funnel was confirmed on the ground near Canton, Texas, around 5. Extensive damage was seen in Canton after the apparent tornado moved through the area. Authorities received several reports of tornadoes in 4 other counties in Texas.
The North Dakota environmental experts are urging you, especially those with respiratory conditions, to consider limiting outdoor activities while smoky conditions remain across the state. Wildfires in northern Canada are to blame. Ash or soot can irritate the respiratory system, especially for those who suffer from lung diseases or conditions like asthma and allergies.
The well-known Budweiser Clydesdales were in Fargo this afternoon. Today's visit was to help honor DS Beverages Ambassadors of Excellent Achievement Award. Friends and families were invited to hang out and meet the horses. The Clydesdales will be back this weekend in Detroit Lakes. To learn dates and times, check out our website at valleynewslive.com.
A South Fargo road is currently down to 1 lane and causing traffic backups during peak times of driving. 32nd Avenue South between 32nd and 27th Streets South has been reduced to 1 lane while the street is resurfaced and potholes are fixed. That lane closure started yesterday in the left lane. Once finished, the right lane will close. The road work is expected to be finished by June 7th. Phase 2, east of 25th Street South, will then begin about 2 to 3 weeks after Phase 1 is complete, continuing to impact traffic.
Check this out. Earlier today, there was heavy traffic along 25th Street in Fargo. What you're seeing is a car that had stopped working in the middle of the 25th Street. That's when a Fargo police officer got out of his squad car and helped the 2 drivers push it to the side of the road. Thanks to the law enforcement officer and one of your viewers for sending in this random act of kindness.
The weather is better, and that will help some recreational areas recover from the harsh winter and flooding. Fargo's Edgewood Golf Course is still closed because of flooding. The driving range reopened about 3 weeks ago, and golfers will be allowed on 9 of the 18 holes on Saturday.
Oh, this is great. You know, we've waited 60 days. We've kind of seen the water go over, the water sit where it's not supposed to, the water go away, the kind of the reseeding and cleaning stuff, and we're excited to have people out to play.
It is the back 9 that will open on Saturday. It could be another month before the entire golf course is open.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
And our evening hazy, but what a day. Temperatures soaring into the 80s this afternoon, and about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. 69 degrees on the thermometer right now out at Hector with only a 5-mile-per-hour wind. Here at the surface, it's from the southeast at 5 miles per hour. And taking a look elsewhere, temperatures still very mild across the map. But first and foremost, the visible satellite today during the daylight hours, you can see this haziness in the northerly flow of winds aloft that helped to bring some of that smoke into the area, and that's been the trend over the last couple of days. So we have temperatures still of 70 in Thief River Falls, 65 in Grand Forks this hour, and 72 in the Devil's Lake area, 59 right now in Bemidji, and still 63 for you in Baudette. A few sprinkles up near the international border and also in southern Minnesota, but by and large, we've stayed extremely quiet tonight. Hour-by-hour forecast overnight shows that temperatures don't cool a whole lot. About 10 degrees from now, we'll be in the 50s as we start our day under partly cloudy skies. It does look like as we go through the afternoon, the heat is back on. Sunshine across most of North Dakota, a few clouds in Minnesota, and near 80 degrees already by the lunch hour. As we go into the afternoon, there will be a shot in our northern counties here of some upper 80s, including you in Grand Forks, 82 in the Detroit Lakes area, and 85 in Jamestown. Then heading into the evening, more dry and quiet weather continues, and the wind tomorrow once again a non-factor. So a summer-like day, pegging the temperatures on Hutch's graphometer here. 55 to start the day. We'll see a lot of sunshine. Temperatures in the mid-80s for Fargo. Wind west-northwesterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Your hometown forecast shows a lot of mid and even upper 80s along the Highway 2 corridor. As we look over to the east in the north winds, keeping things just a pinch cooler in the area of the Lake of the Woods County. And other than that, it looks like warm for everyone. Except this fella, Anita, capturing a walk in the rain. We've done a lot of that, but we've had a beautiful break from that and some dry weather here for the last several days, and it continues for now. As we talked about your Thursday high and dry, Friday rain chances return, but these rain chances are slim and they'll be very late in the day. Temperatures do cool off just a bit on Friday. We're still near 80 though, and that's above average. Saturday is when the cooler pool of air will arrive. We'll be back down to seasonable temperatures in the low 70s. On Sunday, sunny and mid 70s in the forecast, and a better chance of rain Monday into Tuesday. But look at those temperatures are right back up into the 80s, you two. So all in all, not bad weather to hit the swimming pool.
He's trying to make us happy. You too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job of it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, a warning for those of you who like energy drinks, how they can take a toll on your heart. Next.